it's Melissa here, and I'm back with another layout for the Scrappery. This one is my second project that I've made with the Nigella kits, and it features the Pink Paisley Moonstruck collection. Now what I want to do with every kit is challenge myself to make a boy layout or masculine layout, especially when they're very girly themed kits, and this kit and the previous kit have had a lot of girly products in them. So I was really excited to scrap this photo of my son. He is 9, he'll be 10 in March, and so I thought what I'd do was do his January layout. I do one for my children. I think I started it last year, where I just use a photo that has been taken in January and then scrap a little letter to them about the coming year and what I hope for them. So I started with this constellation paper, and I knew that I wanted to use it. I love that it's blue and it goes quite well with my photo. So I wanted to feature just half of it, and I knew I wanted to do the half to be on the angle, as I'm showing here. And so what I also wanted to do was use this Craft stamp that came in the colour kit. And what I'm doing now is just using some of the Heidi Swap texture paste in silver, and I'm trying it. I didn't know if this would work or not because I'm not a big mixed media scrapbooker, but I wanted to try using the texture paste with the stamp. So I've just used my pencil to draw where the paper and where the picture will sit so that I can really focus where I'm going to apply the texture paste. So I just tested it and wiped some off, and I was really happy with how it turned out. So what I did was stamp it a few times down the diagonal and where the photo will be. I didn't want to extend it too far to the right because I wanted to add some other media over there. So it's trial and error with me when it's mixed media, so I'm happy with that. And then I did think about adding one of these doilies. Now I don't know about you, but if you've got this kit, you're probably wanting to hoard those doilies, and I certainly am. But my challenge with my next project will be to get those doilies onto the page or onto a project. So here I pulled some papers that I thought would work, that were more masculine and would work with this photo. So the first one I wanted to have was this, it's like a greeny tealy colour with some dots. I did try the A side, which is a marble pattern, but it didn't look that great. So it didn't work. I didn't think it worked. Of course it works with the collection because everything works in the collection, but I think the pinky tones didn't really work. So just adhering everything with my trusty double-sided tape. I did consider having these layers not so angular, having them more messy, but I quite like the look of them just neat and tidy. I wanted some separation between the background and my photo and all my photo layers, so I've just added some vellum in there, and I've cut it really, really finely close to the photo so it's not overpowering. And if you'd have to look quite closely to see it, but I know it's there, and it's just a little bit of separation. These are the tabs that came in the kit, so I've just pulled one that is not feminine, and I wanted to write the date on it, so I needed one where it wasn't too patterned or too dark. So this one is just it's like a white with a grey painty kind of stripe on it, and I'm just adding the date. So I'm adding the date that the photo was taken, which was the 11th of January, but my journaling is in the context of I'm writing it today, if that makes sense. It doesn't really matter too much. So in the pretty little pieces kit was this little jeweled or gemmed kind of, I don't know what you call it really. I guess it's a gem. It's glittery and it's blue and it says love in the paler blue. And I thought that was really awesome to go on this page for Sam. So now my texture paste is dry, and I just want to adhere my pattern paper. I did think about stitching, but in this instance, I think it's fine without machine stitching, and I quite like it that I didn't. So just sticking that down, and pretty happy with that. Just checking the positioning of my photo, and now I'm using the it's a tealy colour, so I don't have it in front of me, but in the colour kit you get two Kaisercraft mists. One is gold and one is that teal colour, and they match perfectly with this kit. Now I also grabbed for my stash some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's the silver one. And this is the ribbon that the kit was wrapped in, and I knew I wanted to use some of that as well. It's silver and glittery, and I just used this Stampin' Up punch, and I'm sorry, I'm still not that good at being on screen. Still adjusting to my new setup, but it's not that exciting, it's just punching the ribbon. If you do this, you'll, it's kind of tricky, but because the ribbon is quite soft, I had to get the scissors out and cut some of the pieces away that didn't cut properly, but it's all fine, it's all worked out. And I just ruffle the edges. And I really like the way that looks. So as always, I'm adding some fun foam to add some dimension and just pop my photo cluster up. Didn't show you that because it's really not that exciting. All I'll say is that I use double-sided tape more than liquid adhesive for that. And here I'm going through the washi strips from the Moonstruck collection and just adding a few. I'm tearing them, and just to add a bit of texture and contribute to that mixed media kind of background. So I'm using the strips that come on the 3 sheets, the pack of washi strips, and I'm also using some of the washi tape that we got in this little 3-pack of thin washies, and I'm using the arrow one, and I love it. And Sam loves arrows, so works out perfectly for him. So now that I'm happy with it, I stick my photo down, but then I realise that this little 3 strips of washi is crooked and I can't leave them. I did think about leaving them, but my eye just goes to them, so I've just fixed that by lifting them up with my tweezers and sticking them back down. Now I felt that this page needed something, so I've just done 3 messy lines of doodling on the borders, and it just I think it finishes it off. Not that I've finished, but you get what I mean? Like, it really needs a border, especially with the very bold paper. Now what I'm showing you there is the exclusive to the kit to the moon and back. It's like a silhouette cut on a piece of glittery, I don't know if it's paper, kind of a cardboard. I'm not sure what the material is, but it's very, very delicate, and if you take your time, I didn't show it on camera because it's kind of painful watching that, but if you take your time, and I use my tweezers, you can get it off without ripping it. So I'm adhering it with Tombow, and I'm just not applying it to all of it, but I've kept this in, and I'll speed the next bit up, but I'm just showing you that I've put the adhesive on the word back, and then I'm going to lift up in parts the rest of that title, it's like a cut file, and glue it down. And that, to me, because it is not straight, it's meant to be not crooked, but it's flowing, if you know what I mean. And so I love the way it's organic, and if you do it in parts, then it's easy to get it down. And then the E is the separate one, it's not attached to the rest, and so you just need to add that in at the end. Now it's very, very glittery. If you look in the packet, glitter would have come off, and then a lot of glitter, you can't really see it, but it's come off onto my photo and onto the background. So what I did was get some glossy accents and go over the top with glossy accents, which kind of enamels the entire title and ensures that the glitter doesn't go anywhere. So it changes the look of it too, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Here I'm using some of the puffy stickers, and I've introduced the pink colour, and underneath the photo there you'll see I've got that label, and I hum and ha about whether I use that or not, and you'll see that I do use it because I need to add another piece of pink onto this layout. So here I'm sticking another piece of vellum, and it's a shape. I love that Pink Paisley has shapes in their collections, and it's a heart. And I'm sorry, but I'm off camera again. I've just added some washi to the top right corner, because I really felt like this layout needed something up there. So now I'm adding my journaling, and I'm talking about how he's turning 10. He won't be in kids' church anymore at church, he'll be in junior high, and that we want him to continue to reach for the stars, which I thought went really well with the paper and To the Moon and Back title. And telling him to keep trying to achieve his dreams, but to have fun along the way. So he will read this. My kids love looking at their scrapbook albums, and he loves to see layouts about himself. And so here I'm just adding these Kaisercraft gems, and they're in a teal and silver. I've purposefully not used gold on this layout because I really wanted to focus on silver. Not that there's anything wrong with mixing gold and silver, but I've done this on purpose. And it goes with the texture paste too. So I didn't think too hard about where to place them, I just randomly placed them. And the final touch is to add this piece of the label. And I also added another heart up in the top right corner. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I've inspired you to create some masculine layouts with your kits. I'll be back again soon. Take care.